Flight Standards Service, also known as AFS, is part of the Aviation Safety Organization within the Federal Aviation Administration. AFS promotes system safety by administering regulations and standards for airmen, air carriers, and air agencies in certification, surveillance, inspection, and investigation. Flight Standards Service is divided into 8 regions across the U.S. that implement policy. These regions are similar in many ways, but each region has its own distinct characteristics. Clint Weiss began his FAA career in 1998 as an operations inspector. Clint has over 23 years of aviation experience and was named the Alaskan Region Flight Standards Division Manager in June of 2011.
The Alaska Region Flight Standards Division has responsibility for one state. That's the largest state in the Union. It's the state of Alaska. We have 3 Flight Standards District offices: the Fairbanks Flight Standards District Office, Anchorage, and Juneau offices. In addition to that, we also have the Denali CMO, who is responsible for our Part 121 carriers in the state of Alaska. We also have the FAA Safety Team, which is a field office unto themselves, and then we have the regional office here in Anchorage. We have a total of 5 Part 121 operators and 266 Part 135 operators. We have 5 major carriers in the region. We have Era Aviation, Peninsula Airways, Northern Air Cargo, Linden Air Cargo, and Tutundic Outfitters. In addition to our 121 carriers, we have Part 135 commuter carriers, and they are Hagelin Aviation and Bering Air. We have 31 Part 145 repair stations, and we have 8 training facilities, 6 Part 141 flight schools, and 2 Part 147 maintenance training schools. In the Alaska region, we have a total of 187 employees, 35 in the regional office and 152 in the field offices. There are 3 major airports. You have the Ted Stevens International Airport, you have the Fairbanks International Airport, and then you have the Juneau International Airport. In addition to that, there are over 250 general aviation airports. We have a Lake Hood Seaplane Base, which is one of the largest seaplane bases in the world. And we also have Merrill Field, located in Anchorage, which is one of the largest general aviation airports. Aviation in Alaska is unique just because of the vastness of the area. We have 586,000 square miles of land and very little infrastructure. By that I mean we have very little road infrastructure, rail, marine transportation is limited to certain months of the year. Because of that lack of infrastructure, the airplane is the pickup truck in the state of Alaska. It hauls the mail, the groceries, the passengers. It's the ambulance to get people to the hospital. It hauls the fuel to the villages so that they can keep their generators running to have electricity in the wintertime. Despite all the challenges we face in Alaska, 2011 was one of our safest years in Alaska aviation history. We were able to accomplish that through an aggressive program that not only combines surveillance, but also outreach programs. One of our big challenges up here, and one of the major programs that we contribute to in Alaska, is the reduction of fatal and serious injury accidents. We have pockets of risk that exist at certain times of the year. And we have several programs to go out and address these safety risks. We also have a real strong general aviation contact program where our inspectors go out and they have a safety discussion with the pilot about being current, operating off airport, for instance, use of helmets, 406 emergency locator transmitters so that people can be found, survival equipment. We have the Circle of Safety program that enables passengers to ask the right questions of their pilots regarding weight and balance. Is the aircraft too heavy, or how's the weather? It also educates the passenger not to push the pilot. Many of these aircraft that they're flying in are small, 9 seats or less. The passenger has a lot of contact with the pilot, and we don't want the passenger inadvertently pressuring the pilot to do something flying whether they shouldn't be flying in or loading the airplane to a weight they shouldn't be operating at. We work with school districts, tour industry, operators to incorporate the Circle of Safety principles into their program. When you think about it, reducing general aviation fatal and serious injury accidents, that is a national program. We have a national goal to do that.
Flight Standards Northwest Mountain Region Division Manager Ricardo Domingo joined the FAA in 1995 and was appointed as the division manager in September of 2011. Ricardo's career in aviation spans over 24 years.
Northwest Mountain Region is comprised of the states of Washington, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, and Oregon. Our international responsibilities cover portions of the Canadian provinces of Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. And we also cover portions of the oceanic areas of Oakland Center's Flight Information Region. We have 14 field offices here in the region, 7 of which are FSDOs, 4 are CMOs, 2 are AAGs, and 1 FAA Safety Team Office. We have 5 Part 121 air carriers: Alaska Airlines, Evergreen International Airlines, Great Lakes Aviation, Horizon Air Industries, and SkyWest Airlines. We have 264 Part 135 air operators, with Air Methods Corporation being the largest in the region. We have 2 types of pilot training schools. One of them is a Part 141 pilot training schools. We have approximately 128 of those. Then we have Part 142 schools, which are the training facilities for large airplane pilots, and we have 71 of those in the region. We also have 15 Part 147 aviation maintenance technician training schools. We have approximately 330 Part 145 repair stations. The region consists of approximately 470 employees, 50 of which are located here in the regional office. We have 76 Part 139 airports in the region. The largest by operations are Denver, Salt Lake, SeaTac, Portland, Spokane, and Boise. We have 347 general aviation airports, the largest being Centennial, Boeing Field, and Portland Hillsboro in Oregon. One unique thing about the Northwest Mountain region is we have Boeing Aircraft Company located here. They have facilities in Everett, Seattle, and Renton. We also have Air Methods Corporation, which is the largest helicopter emergency medical service provider in the world, and they're located in Denver, Colorado. They have approximately 330 aircraft now, but have recently purchased a major competitor, which will give them over 400 aircraft. Something else that's unique about the region is we are a leader in low visibility operations. Greener Skies over Seattle is an initiative to use performance-based navigation that creates more efficient airways into and out of airports. So Alaska Airlines has been a leader in using performance-based navigation and has helped the FAA establish the requirements through proper testing procedures, operational test flights, to ensure that the fidelity of the equipment, the accuracy, is such that we can ensure we are safe. Where the aircraft paints itself on a radar, it is truly there on the radar.
Flight Standards Western Pacific Division Manager Nick Reyes came to the FAA as a Geographic Operations Inspector in September 2000 and was named Division Manager in 2010. Nick has over 27 years of aviation experience, both military and industry.
The geographic responsibility for the Western Pacific region include the states of California, Nevada, Arizona, and Hawaii. Our international responsibilities include the island nations, territories, and federated states throughout the Pacific Ocean, the countries of South Pacific, the Pacific Rim nations, along with the East Asian countries. The region includes 13 Flight Standards district offices, 3 certificate management offices, 2 international field offices, and an international field unit in Beijing. The region is responsible for 13 Part 121 and 351 Part 135 operators. Significant among these is United Airlines, Virgin America, and Hawaiian Airlines. The region provides oversight for 16 advanced full-motion aircraft flight simulator training facilities and about 107 pilot training schools. In addition, the region is responsible for the oversight of nearly 1,000 certificated Part 145 repair stations, both domestic and foreign. We have about 580 employees. 50 of those are assigned to the regional office. The remainder of our staff are assigned to field offices. We have over 70 Part 139 certificated airports in our region. The largest are Las Vegas, Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. We have hundreds of general aviation airports in our region. The largest are Van Nuys and Deer Valley in Phoenix. Some unique features about our region are the highest concentration of air tour operators over the Grand Canyon in Hawaii. Robinson Helicopter is right here, and they built our 22 and our 44 helicopters used worldwide for helicopter pilot training. California is a large agricultural state, and we do have the general aviation offices responsible for the oversight of that type of operation. We are supporting a number of national programs, including evaluating the ATP program for flight standards. Our region supports and also have established a LEAP program. In addition to our managers' LEAP program, we have established an AO for office administrators, which is unique nationwide.
The Flight Standards Service Regional Divisions, one of the many ways we help create a safer air transportation system.